Okay, this is a quick video about completing the square when you have to factor out a stretch factor. All right, first of all, you better know how to complete a square or you're not going to be able to follow this. But I move that plus 1 over there. Then I cannot immediately do half and square. That's one of the most common mistakes. I first have to factor something out of these two because this number 2 is the stretch factor. It needs to come out front. 2 comes out first, and then you have x squared plus 16. Nope, 2 comes out of that too. 8x. What really happened there is each part got divided by 2, and then I stick a 2 out in front. Okay, now I can do half and square. Half of the 8 is 4. 4 squared is 16. Now, because I just did a plus 16 there, and this makes my little part that squares nicely, I got to remember to put a minus 16 there to cancel it out. And then this plus 1 drops down. Now, it's really, really common for people to forget this next part. Do you get that this 2 is going to be multiplied by that 16? And that 16 was supposed to cancel that 16. But now all of a sudden it's 2 times bigger. So now it's going to be 32. So this 16 has to get doubled also. You multiply whatever you took out in front, you also multiply right there. So that makes this up to negative 32, which effectively cancels this, which was the positive 32. All right, so really what I'm saying is if you factor something out here, try to remember you'll also have to put it here. Okay, so final answer. Thankfully no fractions involved. I just have a 2. And this part right here factors to x plus 4 and x plus 4. And then this part makes negative 32 plus 1 makes negative 31. Final answer, 2. X plus 4 squared minus 31. Raise your hand if you got the same thing as me. Ooh, a lot of people did. Nice work. I'm going to do one more kind with you, and this kind has a negative in front. So if you have y equals negative x squared minus 6x plus 1, for example, you still have a stretch factor involved. There's something here, but it's a little more weird. It's just a negative, which means it's like a negative 1. So your first step is always to take this plus 1 and move it over off to the side. Your next step is to do a factoring out. I know you want to do half and square. You can't. You got to factor out first. So y equals, take out the negative 1. Then I have x squared plus 6x. I divided both by negative 1 is what I was really doing there. Okay. Now I can do half and square. Half of the 6 is 3. 3 squared is 9. Do plus 9, and of course a minus 9. Bring this down and do plus 1. And what, if I stopped right here, what would I be forgetting that's really important? Better remember this. The negative 1. The negative 1 has to also be there. Okay, so now, because it was here, you have to also put it there. Because this one's going to affect this 9, and we need it to balance out with that one. All right, so now y equals negative 1 times x plus 3 and x plus 3. That's what this factors to. And then this part here becomes positive 9 plus 1 makes positive 10. I'm really, really close. Y equals negative 1 times x plus 3 quantity squared plus 10. And that's how you do it when you have a negative in front. All right, why do we do this? We got vertex form now. So now I know the vertex is negative 3 comma 10. And then that also tells me the axis of symmetry, because that part tells me x equals negative 3 would be the axis of symmetry. So a lot of good stuff comes out of the vertex form.